Shawak. That's a tough quest. That's probably the toughest quest we have left to do. For the 5 Agi 5 stand belt. Gloves are bis. Helm is bis. Shoulders, we do have some green ones that we can equip at 24. But we could potentially get the Stone Talon shoulders from the Jinzo's Twilight Magic quest. Cloak is bis from the rare. Chest is bis. I picked up a 12 stam chest that I can equip at 24 as well. If we want extra survivability. Bracers are bis. I need 1 Bob Sag. Is there a list of classic WoW add-ons that are up to date and working anywhere? I haven't had too much of an issue with finding up-to-date add-ons. You just go to CurseForge and you type in whatever you want. And most of the time they have a little thing on the side, on the sidebar of CurseForge. That music sounds a little bit loud. Where it shows versions, and you'll see 3 versions. You'll see one usually for Dragonflight, one for Wrath Classic, and then you'll see one for Vanilla on the right side. But if you have the CurseForge client, it's pretty plug and play. You just choose the add-on, press install, and I think it automatically knows what version of the game you're going for. All-Stars is for sweaty streamers to give themselves medals. The majority of the HC community is chill. I'm a weird take, bro. I'm happy to talk about it. Think about it, I mean, they call it Season of Mastery. Like, even their Psalm play, where it's like, you can only discover things for so long, right? And then, at that point, it really just changes the game. If you still have a lot to discover in the game, I'm not saying I know everything about the game. I'm still learning stuff every week, But if you still have a ton to discover about the game, and it's like very fresh to you, it makes sense where you just want to chill and relax and explore and just make your way around the world. But for many of us, we've been playing this game for so long, so many playthroughs, so many years, that you want to seek to like innovate and keep it fresh and find, give yourself a reason to play with your friends in the world that you love. Hold on, these icons in my mini-map are way too big. Mini-map icons. There we go. What does knock stand for? Haven't been watching that. What's up, Sazaiman? Knock is like no CC. It's our team name. Boku came up with it. We're like a horde physical damage cleave. I don't say melee because I'm a hunter. And we're not like completely typical melee cleave where, like, the absolute min-max optimal melee cleave would probably be... Honestly, it would probably be like a shaman, enhanced shaman. Probably 2 warriors. Maybe 2 shamans, 2 warriors, and a rogue, or possibly a druid or something. I don't know if you'd have a hunter in there. Maybe it would for true shot and stuff. But you'd class stack warriors a bit more, or rogues. But you can't in this competition.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, the composition is me on hunter. Feral, yeah, Feral's pretty solid in classic for sure. That's what I was thinking. 3 crit is nothing to joke about. I mean, it's 5 crit in Wrath, right? More cracked. 3% is still, that's a mongoose right there for you. 2 warriors, rogue, feral, shaman. Yeah, that's pretty freaking solid. There's kind of a world where hunter would make sense though. That's probably Copium, yeah. It's probably Copium. Like if you're just multi-life, yeah, you don't need like pulling or any of that utility. Just fast. Rolling Caverns is pretty dead. Where do we make gold, guys? How do we make money at low level? How do we do it? Fishing? I'm unconvinced that fishing is good gold per hour. It's still really worth it to do it, because you can get upgrades, but I think the gold per hour on it's pretty bad. If you're blasting humanoids and just constantly looting gray items, green items, going to the vendor and selling them all, That's my guess on what would be the best gold. We could try it. You know what we could do, actually? Let's go pick up this ring. I have a feeling I'm gonna go to one-handers. We do that question. And humanoids up there. The dude at that camp.
Isn't ready yet.
Just kill all beasts. Yeah, the RXP hardcore guy got me killed on the Murlocs on Dark Shore. Yeah, man. We need to redo that at some point. I think it's too dangerous. The guide was designed pretty much as a speedrun guide. At any expense, if that makes sense. The best route, like regardless of safety. Hardcore isn't. That's what I feel the best way to use the RXP guide is on hardcore. If you over level it, you just spend a little bit longer grinding and try to stay 1 or 2 levels above it, and then it should work perfect. Most people do though, naturally, because they do dungeons, and there's no dungeon routing in the guide. There's some HCS players that are 20 gold. And yeah. Keep in mind, I did do multiple characters though. Couple hunters up. I think we're doing a late advantage. I'll probably just keep 1 stack on me just in case. For the event itself. They're pretty useless, they don't heal for that much. 114 over 6. But you never know, right? Sometimes you just need a little tick of healing. I'll probably 1 inventory slot for some bandages. The wool is just too valuable, man. If we have a little bit of XP to spare, maybe at the very end, before circuit day, I'll grab some wool bandages. But wool is a bottleneck right now. Dude, I was able to farm a bunch of iron. Look at this dynamite I have. This is probably the most insane thing I have on this character right now. And I have a few more in the bank. This is huge. Huge damage. This is the iron tier of dynamite. And if you look at each tier in engineering, you have the bombs, right, which has a CC component to it, like it stuns or in caps for like 2-3 seconds. But they don't do that much damage. The dynamites are always what does the most damage, even at max level as Hunter, when you're raiding or throwing dense dynamite. So the fact we're getting into the iron tier of dynamite, if I'm able to throw these every single time they're up, and we have all the boys throwing those every time it's up, it's gonna be huge. Start farming the weapon crates and armor crates for gold off the coast of Ratchet. Those are good gold, yeah, for sure. Low level. Oh, nice, dude. Yes, this is what I need offhand. And then main hand I can buy from the vendor. And then we're rocking 7 agi on our weapons.
For the horde!
Yeah, let's go do that. There's 2 spawns in Crossroads. Yeah, I can check for sure. The thing is, man, it's kind of a little bit chump change at my level, but honestly, beggars can't be choosers. I have like 10 silver. There's nothing in there. Oh, there is one there. Good call. Yeah, good call, man. Good call. I think the high roll on this is it can roll for like 10 silver or something. There's also a bunch of weapon crates off the coast of Ratchet in the shipwreck, as well as under that waterfall. That's the high roller for sure. Okay, 452. Hey, we take those, man.
What do you need? What can I help you with? Straight.
If we can take those. Yeah, the other hunter is pretty much done as well. He's a little bit over leveled by like less than 1%. So if I do decide to play that guy into Circuit 1, he'll take a 1-point penalty. But he's pretty much good to go, and he has better gear than this guy. He got lucky enough to get 6 agi, 3 strength shoulders. What's up, man? Fem's doing good, Fem's doing good. Fem's doing good. Bankman08 with the Twitch Prime thing. 3 months. How we doing today, Bank? That's a third of your total. Well. What kind of hours are you operating? Like early stream? I'm on that dad gamer life, man. Sleep early, up early. Wake up. The lawn's getting taken care of. Make the coffee. Take the dogs out. Make a nice, delicious latte in the morning. I love it, man. The morning ritual. The espresso machine was a game changer, no joke. I know I go on and on about it. Maybe 1 or 2 of you guys will actually like listen and buy one. I was pretty skeptical as well. I was a big Starbucks whale. I'm not even kidding. Starbucks, way too much. Just have convenience store dashing Starbucks going there 1-2 times a day. A colossal waste of money for sure. But it was kind of a guilty pleasure. The wife and I just to go on a car ride and like talk and stuff. The espresso machine, absolute game changer, man. Absolute game changer. You get a superior product to Starbucks. I had Starbucks for the first time. Like 2 days ago. For some reason, like, the wife wanted to go to Starbucks for some reason. And we went for the first time in months. And no copium. The coffee was worse, man. It didn't taste bad, but it tasted kind of watery. It's the only way I can explain it. What machine are you rocking? I'm not sure. It was like a $400, $500 machine. Which, is not that expensive in the espresso world. It's kind of like an entry level to mid-range level machine, but I think that's all you need. You don't need to buy one of those, like, 2K machines. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the experience of owning one of those, but I would imagine there's a diminishing return. It's like you're paying a lot for that extra little bit of quality, where if you just buy a machine that's a couple $100, you're still probably in good shape. You're getting like 95% of the value. Starbucks is the worst coffee I've ever had. Really? You must live a very privileged life then, man. The worst coffee I've ever had? It's probably instant coffee crystal packets. You make water in a hot pot. This is something we do in like high school and college. Hot pot. Wait for it to boil or whatever. Rip a packet, dump this crystallized, sugary, like this like disgusting, concoction into the water, stir it up, have the milk and creamer like pre-mixed into it. That's probably the worst for me. I would say the coffee in the like packets in the army, but in the context of like being when you're in the military, like that stuff is actually really good. Like it because you're so down bad. People will take the coffee packets and roll it up and put it in like a little tissue and put it in their lip. I don't know if they had that in Europe. Yeah, like packing your lip with like coffee, and they would call it like a ranger dip or like ranger rolls and shit. Just for a little bit of a boost. Yeah. 1 tap? Sure, bro. Take the 1 tap, dog. Enjoy. Packing a hog. MRE coffee was a pleasure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's technically the worst, right? But we factor in that we can vendor stuff up to the right here, which would be pretty nice. 15 still giving us XP.
Interesting.
Any
Have a good one.
14s. Couple. $16, $14. Tell them creator privilege. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over super well. Hey guys, I'm streaming. Please, please, please. I need a tag. I'm streaming. To clear the way to nodes, herbs, whatever you're trying to get, without getting XP is just so massive. I'm so glad I'm playing Hunter. I'm able to get a bunch of iron nodes and stuff right now because I can just drag stuff away with my pet. Talking to your 100k YouTube creator hardcore. What's up now? Good to see you, bro. Are you the griefer who killed me yesterday? Kargoz HC on Era EU. You kited a guard to me and vanished. Not me, my man. I don't grief my friends. I don't enjoy griefing. I really don't. Like, at all. Some people like it. I've done this bit before on stream where I've tried to break down the demographics that enjoy Vanilla WoW. And I think like the majority demographic are PvEers, right? They're like dad gamers, enjoy raiding with the boys once, twice a week, progressing through everything, getting your world buffs, pumping, and like they're competitive. The competitive spirit that they like in vanilla is like parsing, pretty much. Not even speedruns, really, just parsing. Then you have like the speedrun guilds, which are kind of like a subset of that. It's more niche, but that's like the top end of that. Then the other people you have, like let's say that's maybe what, 50%? 50% of the population, just shooting from the hip here. Then the next demographic you have are the PvP enjoyers. These are people that have fond memories of World PvP back in the day. They love just the little funny interactions out in the, with all the classes. So they rank casually, some to 14. That's a very small niche though. At most, just to like 10 or 12. Q and BGs. That's a smaller demographic. But yeah, I just call them all the rankers. This, and the competitive side of that part of the game is really like the Warsong fiends, the Warsong Gold's Q sitters, the people who just enjoy competitive Warsong Gulch. And then you have like leveling Andes. I put hardcore in that as well. People who like speedrunning, hardcore leveling, doing challenges, things like that. But there's another chunk that I honestly just call the griefers. And I don't say that in purely a negative way. Like, I almost think there is some legitimacy in wanting to grief in an MMO PvP type of game. It's not for me at all. It's like literally the furthest thing from my cup of tea. Like, I personally think it is extremely cringe. But that's just because I'm a fucking old washed boomer. But it's their $15 a month, right? And these people, they enjoy Vanilla WoW, and they do have a passion for Vanilla WoW. They enjoy the game and the weird items and the talents and the interactions. And the format they enjoy these items is just fucking with other people. A lot of these guys are fresh handies as well. They like chasing freshes because they get to have their little moment out in Stranglethorn just fucking with people. They just get bricked up fucking with people. They just love it. And that's always been and always will be a part of the Vanilla WoW enjoyers. That's a legitimate demographic. I'm out. How many 14s left?
God, steal me.
Sure, I'm soon. I'm gonna go back over there. Wait, the YouTube channel hit 100k? It did, man. these years, it finally did. For normal horde leveling, what pathing to 30 do you follow? Normal horde leveling? Depends where you're starting. You do your starting zones. Whether you're in undead zones or Territorial Mulgar. You eventually make your way to Barrens. Early teens. Stay in Barrens, do two arcs, 2 questing arcs, usually hit like North Barrens and East Barrens with the pirates and do some of the ratchet stuff. Then you hit Stone Talon for a little bit. Oh my god, it's what the fuck, why is this here? Why is this here? Why is no one here? There's like 19 people queued up for it, why did I just get that for free? What? Am I dreaming? Am I later? Dude, I don't know, maybe I'm layered. There's no one here anymore. I think I got layered, dude, on God. Grieving can be fun at times, but you can't make it a full-time job. Yeah, and I'm sure it can be, but like, I have never MC'd someone off a boat. I have never dispelled a world buff. I swear on my life. I never have, and I've never felt even one iota of my brain that has told me to do that. I swear on everything. I have never dispelled someone's world buffs. I've camped people out in the world for sure, but I feel like that's not even griefing. It's just like, you know, whatever that is that makes you want to do shit like that. Dispel someone's world buffs. MC them off boats and shit. Distract them off a fucking lift. Oh, you're playing with fire with that one. That's just like, you're putting bad karma out into the world. It might come back to get you in some form. I don't know, man. That's called being young. Yeah, true. Could be that too. I definitely was a little squeaker yelling into my Xbox 360 mic. Back in the day, Halo 3, Halo 2. Yelling profanities of people playing Gears of War 1. Sure. But, you know, if you're still doing that shit, and you're, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be too judgy here, but I don't think it's good form, man. I don't think it's good form to do that to your fellow player. Halo 3, that's a vibe. Hell yeah, I'm a big Halo guy. That's one of my top 5 games. What about kidnapping another guild's main tank with MC and holding him hostage for an hour, asking for a friend? Is that you did that? What do you guys think is next for Sam? Let me see. Next for Sam. As much as we've talked about Sam on the channel, I don't know if we've really tried to lay out a somewhat plausible look at what Sam 2 would actually be in terms of what changes they would add. I think there's a few things I'm leaning towards in my mind. Like, I do think they're going to do world buffs for this next Sam. I 100% think they're going to involve world buffs. There will be world buffs in this next Sam. I just have a feeling, man. We just did a Sam without it, and that was one of the main pieces of feedback I think they received, that you're just cutting out a huge swath of the game without world buffs. And I do agree with that. I think world buffs are honestly purely good, but I do say that with Chrono Boon in the picture. I do see a world where where like world buffs without Chrono Boon can lead to a lot of like toxic, degenerate behavior and friction, and the game not being fun because you can't play your main. You have to go collect all these buffs and then log out, and it just, everyone's all stressed a lot of the time because you have time ticking on your buffs. It just, I get it a little bit, but with Boon in the picture, buffs are great, man. I fucking love Chrono Boon, and Chrono Boon is dope. And I think, like, yes, there's probably some opportunity cost in emergent gameplay or whatever you want to call it, world PvP, with people dispelling buffs, fighting for buffs out in the open world. But me personally, I can live without that stuff. I don't need to go through epic air quotes battles of trying to make it into Blackrock Mountain with my buffs. I'm good, bro. You can still have those battles. You can still yank each other for fun, you know, going into Blackrock Mountain, but it makes the game a lot more fun when you can just collect the buffs, store them up. There's a meta and strategy behind, you know, when you boon, when you reboon. I enjoy it a lot. So I think there will be world buffs in this next SOM. I'd like to see world buffs with the harder mechanics as well, because I've been raiding on Era recently. I'm raiding today. I'm raiding AQ today in a couple hours. You do kind of miss the harder difficulty a little bit. The people who are raiding right now in Era, at least a lot of them say, oh man, I miss the hard modes. I miss the hard modes on SOM. Those are so cool. And they'd want to see them return. So having the hard modes, but also with world buffs, seems like it could be really cool. I don't know what they would call said season. I think we're going to... I'm really split with regard to like leveling speed, if they're going to keep it at an expedited rate or if they're going to go back to 1x values. I do enjoy both. They're both unique vibes. And if I had to choose one, gun to my head, I'd probably... Honestly, bro, fuck, man. I'm so biased though, dude. I'm so biased. This is giga bias showing. But I'd actually on SOM want a little bit faster leveling. This is giga bias though. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you because we do lots of events for hardcore. And SOM servers are gonna make a lot of these things like dungeon drafts and community events that are like one-day things, like a hardcore Warsong Gold, a hardcore AB. All these things are on the table now. With increased leveling speed, you can use it. You can do SOM servers and get a little bit further in a day. So that's giga bias, right? But that's one reason. And two, it's a bit of contrast. It provides a little bit more contrast to Era, because I think Era are going to be evergreen servers. They're going to be around for the next 10 years. Era servers will be online. So SOM being a slightly different environment in terms of the pacing, I think it's kind of cool. But I'm not dying on that hill by any means. If they just want to go 1x values, they want to go 0.5x values, I'll have an open mind about it, you know. One second. Which pet is that? That's a wolf pet, man. I got it from Silver Pine. Furious Owl. Okay, so we got the Serena quest done, right? Serena... Let's turn this in. So we got 75% of a level. Wiggle room now, between now and the 11th on this guy. 0.5x value sounds interesting. Yeah, I'm half memeing with that, though. For some reason, I think a 0.5x values would be a mistake. I do like a harder, more challenging world, but I like it by way of like them buffing the mobs and shit, you know? Like Everlook, Wall did a lot of custom tuning to Everlook, and White Kidney and the staff I don't think liked a lot of those changes, because I do feel like Wall probably went a little bit too far, went a little bit too fun server with some of the stuff, because he had a lot of passion for it, right? And he has like this vision of vanilla in his mind. So I think he like possibly tweaked the VMangos values a bit too much, a little bit too much custom stuff, and that probably freaked them out. But playing on Everlook on launch, the world felt extremely dangerous. The mobs felt raw. Let's go for 15 minutes. Is the team going into the dungeons today? No, it'll be on the 11th is when Circuit 1 starts. So we still have a week to get the characters ready. Probably just put the pet on hostile, man. What is this level 22 challenge? Where can I find the infos? Go type in !! All Stars, and you'll get an invite to the Discord, and all the info is in there. It's an 11-week league. You guys can still sign up for it, by the way. Should just always mention that every stream. You still have time. If you were to sign up today, it's free to sign up. All these dudes watching at 2200 tag mobs while they're trying to get their quest done. Yeah. But thankfully these things hyper spawn. So it's probably not messing them up too bad. Baron Longshore pretty much spawns instantly, respawns. Trying to make the 112 client work is just fucking copium, dude.